Every now and then you come across a tiny house that's been built to a really exceptional standard, and that's exactly the case with this next place I'm about to visit. Right now I'm in the workshop of Jeff Hobbs, who's been commissioned to build a truly amazing tiny house on wheels. G'day Jeff.
G'day Bryce, how are you?
Good mate. Fantastic to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
And what an impressive looking tiny house you've built here, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me first about what is on the roof, because that's the first thing that I'm noticing is this really impressive solar setup you've got up there.
Yeah, well, we've got two 300 watt solar panels and we've got a solar collector going to a solar tank that's inside the box.
Right.
And we've got a header tank on top of that. That's about 100 litres. And that's giving us a low pressure water system. And we've got a wetback from the fire as well that goes into the solar tank.
So this tiny house is designed to be entirely off the grid?
Yep. It does have a caravan plug if you happen to need it. And so, yeah, the plan is that it's totally autonomous.
Because obviously this isn't the house that you're going to live in. You've built this for a client, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. A lady named Briar Hale commissioned me about 18 months ago. And she came and said that she doesn't know how to draw, but she knows how to paint with words.
Right.
So she, many emails went back and forth as I drew the plans. And it took about 6 months, that process.
So firstly, tell me a little bit about the material that you've actually used on the outside here, because this looks really good.
Yeah, so that's Meranti plywood. We used what are called SIPs, or structurally insulated panels.
Right.
And they're 62 millimetres thick, and they've got polyurethane foam in the core. I wanted a thin wall that had high insulation so that it had maximum footprint in the house itself. I wanted something that was light. I wanted something that was strong, because it's a very rigid structure. I can put a jack on the one corner and there's no racking
Great.
going on. That way the window is always closed and shut.
And so what do we have at the head of the trailer here? Is this the utility area?
Yeah, that's the utility cupboard.
Yep.
So this is the electrical side.
Oh right, wow.
So
look at that.
The cables come down from the solar panels into the MPPT controller, which is a 60 amp Morningstar, and it goes down to the batteries. There's two 6-volt batteries, which is a 12-volt system, and it's got 445 amp hours.
Right.
And then we've got a 1300 watt inverter, and we were gonna go 12 volt, but then she decided no, she really wants to wash clothes in a washing machine.
And what about this over here, because there's a few more cupboards?
Well, that's going to be the washing machine in here.
Oh right.
Front loader.
What a cool idea, and what a great place to put it.
Yeah.
And over the other side here?
So that's going to be the for the gas bottle at the bottom. This is the pump. The grey water pump's going in there this week, and it's got the tempering valve so you don't scald yourself from the hot water cylinder.
Right.
So that's really the nerve centre of the plumbing in there.
All right, well let's take a look inside, mate. I'm keen to see what you've done on the inside. This looks incredible. You can really see in this your history as a boat builder as well.
I couldn't help, having spent a lot of time boat building, I couldn't help going that way. So I got recycled matte on the settee.
Oh, right. And this flooring is lovely too.
Yeah, that's recycled cowrie.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So the cowrie and the matte, were they not too heavy to use in the construction?
It's only, I've still used SIPs on the floor.
Yeah.
And I put fiberglass sheathing on the bottom to stop any moisture getting in. And we bandsawed the cowrie to 3 millimetres thick, and we vacuum pressed it on the whole floor.
And that just looks spectacular. Yeah. So how big is the house?
So it's 6.7 metres long.
Yeah.
2.5 metres wide overall.
And what about the height?
So we've got 2 metres under the loft and 1.4 metres above the loft.
So yeah, really, really good sized home. Feels really lovely, open, spacious. These skylights are such a nice feature as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just let so much light in and actually really help to open up the whole space, eh?
Yeah, and having the high headroom just gives you such a sense of space.
It really does. So tell me about the sofa in this area first as well.
Underneath all of these, we've got storage.
Oh, great.
And underneath here as well, and then if you want to, you can turn it into a double bed. And if you hold that, Bryce. And
all right.
So this pulls out here,
Oh wow, look at that.
And it just goes into the corner. Like that. And then that goes down
Back on top
that
there.
way. And there you've got a bed.
I mean, you've got not only a seating area for during the day, you've also got lots of storage that's built into that and a place for guests to sleep.
Yeah.
It's thinking about those kind of extra little bits that will make the house so much more functional and make it such a great space to live in as well, eh?
Yeah, that's right. She's living here full time every day.
Yeah.
And it's got to work. So that one's got a plywood bottom on it so that you can put your light pillows or blankets in there and still move it around. And that won't be too difficult.
Now this I really like as well. It's really difficult to find space for a little office or workstation, but look at that. That's really cute.
That's cute. I believe she's going to put an old gramophone there.
Really?
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think she's going to use her laptop, because she's going to get a table. I think she's going to do her laptop work here, sitting down.
Yeah.
And she's going to play records.
And so in pride of place here, we've got the sparky wood stove.
Yep.
And this looks really fantastic, doesn't it?
Instead of cracking a bottle of champagne on the boat, we lit the fire last night.
Yeah.
As a token or a symbol of, you know, a new beginning.
And I really love the plate that you've got here that's built into the floor. How did you do that?
Well, Alan, the guy that's been working with me, he found it in a friend's dump.
Right.
And it was an old dishwasher.
Really?
So he grabbed it and cut it out with a cut-off wheel, and
That just looks so good.
we just put a little router mark around so it's set in nicely. Yeah, we've only had it going last night for the first time.
Yes.
It went really well, and it's just heated up the water. Yeah, it's great. So simple.
So where is the water coming from in this house?
So she's harvesting it. There's a spouting on this side that's full length, and made a big one. And we're putting a spouting on the veranda.
Yeah.
And I've calculated that on average rainfall it will collect 32,000 litres a year.
Wow. So there's just going to be a tank which is going to be
Just a
separate from
tank.
the house, is it, and sitting next to
Well, she's getting a plastic tank initially over on that corner.
it. And so the kitchen in here. This looks really fantastic. Is this the recycled wood again?
Yeah, so this is recycled kauri, but again I just used 3mm veneer, which I vacuum pressed onto ply panels, but I used 15mm PET foam, and just because weight's an issue.
And this sink is beautiful. That's a really lovely feature. Where did this come from? Because it doesn't look like a normal one.
No, she didn't buy it at Mitre 10. She made that at night class.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really lovely.
And she made the tiles as well.
I think it's little things like that that really make the home special, eh?
Yeah, oh, it's her touch.
And the range hood up there?
Yeah, that's a 12-volt range hood. It's really nice. Kamek. I like it. It's got lights,
Great.
LEDs. It's got a slow fan,
Yeah.
and for a real cook-up, it's got the fast fan.
Fantastic.
Still blows out the front there. Yeah.
So what about the cooktop here, the stove?
Yeah, so it's a little 2-burner, and it's got a griller and an oven. That's the only thing that the gas has to run.
And the fridge here?
It's Indel, 130 litre,
Right.
and it I put some ice in it, and it throws it in the ice box overnight,
Brilliant.
so it's good.
And then behind me here is the bathroom, is it?
Yeah, it's a nice little bathroom, walk-in shower, and a nice little basin that we picked up at a demolition yard.
Looks lovely.
Yeah.
So I noticed that the shower doesn't actually have a curtain or anything.
Right.
So is that yet to be fitted, or is the idea just to leave it open?
Briar was going to put a curtain in, and then yesterday she came and had a look and thought, maybe I won't, because I
Right.
varnished the floor, so it just needs to have a floor mat, and it's almost like walk in, walk out shower, and 4 litres a minute.
That's really efficient then, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little shower.
Excellent.
Yeah, so there's not much water coming out here, and if you've got a floor mat there, it's not really a problem. So I don't know if you'll have a curtain or not. I think she's opting to not have one.
And so there's a composting toilet in here as well?
Yeah, there is, yeah. Separate. It had the urine diverter. It's got a carousel so that the bucket just turns around every time you sit down. It's also got this neat feature where when you sit on the toilet seat, that opens up,
Oh,
so
right.
you can do the business. And then it closes again, so you don't have to look at it. And because you've got a urine diverter, separating the urine from the feces, it actually stops the smell.
And so what about the storage space? There's some really nice shallow storage here, and
Yeah, I think this is going to be the pantry area, and so it's got cupboard doors here. All the shelves are adjustable, and so
Great.
you can store quite a bit of food in this area.
absolutely. And what about these ones here?
So that's the wardrobe,
Right.
and that's a big space. You could just about live in there.
That's huge.
So she's going to have all her shoes and some other clothes stored on shelves at the back, and then she's going to hang some clothes across the width of it as well.
Fantastic.
And this, she could do stuff on this door as well.
And I really, really like the stair design.
Yeah,
I think that's just so space efficient, isn't it?
I'm very happy with this because Brian wanted to have a ladder.
Right.
And I wasn't happy with the idea of a ladder. It just didn't seem safe. So we finally came up with this brainwave of having 300mm risers, giving us a bigger footprint on each step. So we're having 6 steps plus the top.
Right.
And it's just so easy to get up. You do a little twist here, hand on there, and you can get up very, very comfortably. Even an old guy can get up here. And getting down's easy too. We talked about putting a safety rail here. We may do that because that could be hot in winter.
Right.
But
That's true.
that's to come. There's some storage here,
Oh, cool.
which just gives you a bit more storage.
And so let's have a look at the sleeping loft. Wow. This is such a nice loft space. Already, this is actually a really comfortable size space, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
nice.
how high is it in here?
1.4.
And that's absolutely all you need, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the skylight there. That is such a wonderful feature.
Yeah. Yeah. That's neat, eh? Lets a lot of the hot air out in the summer, and you can get up on the roof. You can open it right up and hop up with it.
And so what about packing up and moving this tiny house? Because it's obviously not going to stay here, so
Yeah.
it's going to be travelling soon to Waiheke Island.
Yeah.
How does that all work?
So the veranda and the deck, the solar panels, the solar tanks, header tank, they all come off. And it takes us a day to disassemble the tiny
Right.
house. So this deck is in 2 parts, and then there's a walkway, and then there's a front walkway. So there's 4 parts to it.
Right.
It's all bolts together. It's all bolted into barrel locks in the walls, so it comes away really quickly. And it'll take us a day to disassemble and to pack it up on. I'll pack all that stuff on a separate trailer.
So I guess the big question now is, what was the budget for this tiny house?
Well, I didn't really know how much a tiny house would cost to build, and I thought we could do it for $100,000, but we did add a lot as we went on with the build, and actually we've spent just over $70,000 just on materials alone and equipment, and there's been 2,400 and something hours gone into it. Well, I really want to build tiny houses for young people so that it can be affordable. I don't want to be making tiny houses for the rich and famous,
Yeah,
but it also needs to be affordable for me.
of course.
So there's this balance here. So Briar will be paying, somewhere around the $120,000 mark.
Yeah.
And it's not giving us a very big hourly rate.
Yeah,
But next time we'll be able to make them quicker.
yeah. I think that there's a lot of different aspects that's going into that, isn't there? Because there is a lot of labour which goes into constructing a small space. And I think quite often people forget that anything that's going into a regular house is going into a tiny house as well. And sometimes a lot more, because you've also got the trailer cost to think about and all of that as well. So in a lot of ways, a tiny house for this size is a lot, sometimes more expensive than what you're paying for a regular house, isn't it?
Yeah, well, per square metre, it's through the roof.
Yeah.
But it still is a really affordable option. I know most people build their own tiny houses, but for someone like Briar, she couldn't do that. I think a lot of people are seeing that having big houses is a bit mad, and they don't really want to do the housework anymore, and they want to have more freedom, and that they can live in a small space really comfortably. And I think people are seeing that having big mortgages are mad too, and that the only winners are the banks and the lawyers because of all the divorces. I think there's going to be an explosion of interest in tiny houses when people start to see all the advantages and the potential for the tiny house idea.
Well, Jeff, I think you have done a really fantastic job in constructing this house. Your experience as a cabinet maker and as a boat builder, I think, really show off, and this is a house that you can be very proud of constructing. So thank you very much for giving me the tour. I am going to be catching up with Briar when she's actually moved into the place and see how it's all working out for her. So
Great.
Can't wait to see it all in its new home.
Yeah, great.
This tiny house really has been finished to an exceptional standard, from the incredible solar system, all of the water catchment and off-grid technology, through to the finish and all of the joinery and the woodwork in here. You can really tell that it has that professional touch. I'm really excited to meet its owner Briar and see the house again once it's all set up on Waiheke Island.